We are born of the blood, made men by the blood, undone by the blood. Our eyes are yet to open.
So we'll deal with him first, and then they're coming up behind. Ah! Whoa, that was a pretty good dodge, if I do say so myself. Whoa, that one was not though. One of the best cool mechanics in this game is something called rally. You might notice when I get damaged, my bar goes down. The red goes down, but then there's orange as well, right? And that goes down afterwards. Well, that is the rally mechanic. If I hit people while that orange is there, I will recover some of my health. It's to encourage aggressive play. You know, and to do it in that way, you know, not giving you a shield to hide behind like you do in Dark Souls a lot of the time, especially me. Giving you a... come on, buddy. You know, giving you a mechanic that that rewards you for just hacking at people. You know, it all goes in to making this game play very differently than Dark Souls. Ah, stupid dogs! Though the dogs always suck in every version of Dark Souls. They're always terrible enemies that just ruin your day. And you wouldn't think that something as pedestrian as a hound would ruin your day as much as it actually does. Ah, stupid fire. Okay, now I've got them all aggroed, I'm gonna run this way. Because they'll follow for a little bit at least. Who have I got? Who have I got? There we go. Pitchfork guy, come on. Come on, buddy, let's play. Aw, poor guy. He didn't even have a chance. Oh, crap. Yeah, that was a hit I shouldn't have taken. That was me being dumb. And that was a hit I shouldn't have taken, because I'm trying to get to the next area. I'll read that in a second, but I'm going to deal with this guy first. So here's an interesting idea to think on. These guys are calling me a beast. Fuck you, beast! And things like that. And when they die, they say, this town is finished. It's interesting that they're seeing me as the monster, you know? Oh, there might be some items here at the back of the door. Yeah. Blood vials, very important. Erky-durky. And now, let's read that Cold Blood do. Yeah, that's the only one we have to read right now. Droplet of cold blood containing blood echoes. Used to gain blood echoes. Hunters sustained by the dream gain strength from blood echoes. They imbibe the blood with thoughts of reverence, indeed gratitude, for their victims. So, that is a soul item. If you've ever played the Souls games, you know, it just gives you experience points. But the great thing about these RPGs that's different from a lot of RPGs is your XP, your souls, your blood echoes in this game are also your money. So there's a lot of times where you're like, should I buy this upgrade or level up? Should I buy the upgrade or get a different weapon? You know, that kind of thing. It adds some interesting decisions.
I don't reckon reckon you're from round here?
Nope.
Well, stuck outside on a night of the hunt.
Maybe.
Oh, you poor, poor thing. I don't reckon you're from round here. Well,
So they're nice little ladies in there who are just laughing and going crazy. Wow, a lot of activity right now. It's kind of nuts because it is late where I am. And there's these terrible, terrible crows, but they're not too hard. And they're a good source of the peppers. The oil urn. Oh, that. I keep doing that. I'm gonna keep doing that. Okay. When this urn hits its mark, the target is drenched in oil and made extremely flammable. Fire is commonplace on the hunt, and oil urns accentuate its effect. Sometimes, when hunters burn beasts, they appear intoxicated by the euphoria of purification. So the oil urn is used in concert with the Molotov cocktail. And you toss an oil urn and then toss a Molotov cocktail on the same enemy, and it does double the damage. But I'm going to demonstrate the parry mechanic on this enemy because he's extremely easy to parry. That's the move I wanted, and parry! Boom. That one move that he did is really, really easy to parry. So it's always good when he does the one that you want without you asking him. Alright, we've got the torch. A commonplace torch formed by wrapping a pine resin drenched cloth around the end of a long stick. Hunters choose torches not only because the hunt leads them to the darkest nooks, but also because certain creatures they encounter are possessed of a deathly fear of flame. So that's going to go on our left hand. And one, the torch is awesome. It looks really great. Two, the torch does not have a timer like it does on Dark Souls 2. Dark Souls 2 had a torch mechanic where you would have X amount of time on your torch. So it encouraged you to never, ever, ever use the torch. So I finished that game with like 7 hours worth of time on my torch. Like, even going through dark areas, you're like, I'm not going to use the torch. It's limited. Why would I ever use that? And it didn't illuminate very much. And it, took a weapon out of your hand. This is a shortcut we're going to open up later. That's one problem dealt with. This guy's coming down the stairs. I love the design of this place. Yharnam looks beautiful in a very classic Gothic sort of way. It looks like an old town. You know what? If you've ever read the Chronicles of Narnia, The Magician's Nephew specifically, because that's the one I'm going to talk about. Whoa, I'm going to die. Yep, there it is. It's kind of what I think about, it's kind of what comes to my mind when I think about Charn. Charn was a deserted, dead city that the characters stumble across. And it's bathed in the light of a dying sun. So it's all orange and yellow, the way C.S. Lewis noticed that the werewolf didn't come back. The way that C.S. Lewis describes it is it's all orange and yellow because of a perpetually setting sun, because the sun's big and dying. And since we opened up that shortcut, we'll be able to bypass a lot of that. I don't need to kill him. But yeah, it kind of reminds me of that. And honestly, this town does look a little dead, you know? Yeah. See, they seem actually scared of me, too. And I love the way his axe trails across the ground. Oh, that looked good. See, he hit me, but I recovered all the health that I lost because of the rally mechanic. It's really great. Okay, we're gonna wait for them to come back because the way they're going, they're actually way closer to the to that big bonfire where they're torching the werewolf in effigy, like that one there. Oh, there's another door that I need to talk to. But that's, you know what, once I clear that out, we're going to take a closer look at that, because that's actually a really cool little set piece. We're going to wait for them to come around the corner again. And then they're going to come up, because they're going to see me on the stairs again, and we'll do this. I don't know. I may just run past them. I probably can. See, if you're on your toes, you can actually just run straight through this courtyard. See, check out that werewolf there. They crucified him, you know, they tied him like a crucifixion, and then they burnt him at the stake. And if you look, one of his arms broke free before he died. It's very interesting. It is some badass art there. Okay, so we're gonna run. 3, 2, 1. Let's do this. Bye, guys. Oh, crap. Bye. You can't catch me. What you gonna do? It's nothing. Nothing is what you gonna do. Yeah. Now, we aren't going to ignore this, I like to call them brick trolls, though they don't always carry bricks, but he's got a big brick in his hand, right? We can't ignore this brick troll, because sometimes he'll get triggered by me having a fight up there. So, we're going to go and trigger him first. Hello, friend. Come on, man. Do the move I want. That's the one. Boom. Thank you. And moving on up. I should have my blood stain. Oh, he grabbed it. Look, his eyes are glowing. That means he has my blood echoes. See, I got my blood echoes back. It is a cool mechanic that only exists in this game. There are a lot of those in this one. But it's a separate IP. It's a separate thing. You know, so it having separate rules makes sense. Even though I want those rules to come back. Why wasn't Tachiro or what? I forget how to pronounce the title. But why wasn't Shadows Die Twice a Bloodborne 2 like I hoped desperately it was? But I'm sure we'll get it at some point. The game that they're giving us looks great and sufficiently Soulsian without being Souls again. You know, they said officially that it's not part of Soulsborne. You know, it doesn't, but that just means it doesn't take place in any of the 3 universes that they've already created. Bloodborne, Demon Souls, or Dark Souls. But the gameplay is very similar to a Dark Souls game, from what I could tell, with the locking on mechanic and things like that. Of course, we didn't see HUD or anything like that, so it's difficult to tell sometimes. But from what everyone can tell, it seems sufficiently Soulsian. Ah! No way! You're not killing me! Boy. There. He gave me 6 blood vials there, that's crazy. And Quicksilver bullets. I love my bullets. I ended up with like so many bullets at the end of this game. I beat the game and I still had like 240 bullets just sitting in my inventory. Because I do not parry very often. I usually just dodge. Isn't there an item back here? I thought there was. Yeah, there it is. Hello, friend. Bloodstone shard, that's very important. That's upgrade material. We have not read the Bloodstone shard description yet. And I have 2 of them. A solid shard that forms in cold blood. After death, a substance in the blood hardens, which does not crystallize. What? And that which does not crystallize is called a bloodstone. At the workshop, these bloodstones are embedded in weapons to fortify them. So, Titanite, the upgrade material for Dark Souls, is etched into the blade, where in this game, the bloodstone shards are just embedded straight into the weapon. There we go, we got 3. I think that's 1 upgrade already. So I'm kind of going a backwards way because I don't like to tango with those, with the 2 wolves up there right away because they kind of suck. I've died to those things a lot. So we're going to go this way first. We're going to go down into the sewers. Another great change from Dark Souls 2, and I'm talking about Dark Souls 2 just in case you don't know, because this is the game that came out right after Dark Souls 2. Crap. Oh well. This one came out right after Dark Souls 2, like literally the next year. Or at least the next year after Skull of the First Sin came out. So, this was compared a lot to Dark Souls 2. And one of the great things that this has that Dark Souls 2 does not have is weapon durability. Weapon durability is a very good thing. In Dark Souls 2, the weapon durability was kind of broken because your weapons would break so easily. You know? So you would be walking through a regular area and your weapon would break. You know, you'd have to have 2 weapons ready to go because you might break one on the way or get close enough that you want to switch out on the way to the boss, you know? And on just a regular kind of run where you just, you're killing all the enemies that you come across because that's what you do in these games. And it was kind of BS. Another thing that was kind of BS in DS2 is the fall damage. I didn't take a lot of damage from that fall earlier. That would have taken nearly all my health if this were Dark Souls 2. And back up. Oh, no, no, no! There we are. Messy, but salvageable. And where's our friend here? Hello. Hey, I parried him! Yeah! What you gonna do, boy? Nothing. That was good. That was good. I was happy with that. Alright, there is an item over there that I did not collect yet. Bloodstone shard. Very nice. Thank you, sir. And down there is an item. I hate these drops like this because they're so easy to miss. So you gotta calculate them out. Oh, here's another cool mechanic. Look at me getting all covered in blood. Isn't that awesome? But my first death was almost an hour into the playthrough, so that's okay in my book. Thick cold blood. We'll read that later. Thank you, Ratty. Okay. We're gonna kill that rat because I wanna... Oh, I'm gonna kill all the rats because I want some space for this next fight. Because this next fight is a little harder, but it yields us some pretty cool items. Cool, mostly, for their implications. Come on, rats. What you gonna do? What you gonna do is you're gonna get murdered. That's what's gonna happen. Come on. Alright. There's the blood vials. Very nice. And let's go. Wow, that was like 10 of those rats. Just rat massacre. Ratsicker? But here's this guy. And he's a little stronger than the guy we fought before. Though I can still parry him. Oh, I'm doing awesome. I'm so glad I'm recording right now. That guy usually kills people. Look at all the blood around here. That's one. That's one. Actually, you know what? For you newbies, I'm going to show you exactly what this does. I hit View Spectre, and it shows me the last 10 seconds of this guy's life. So he's fighting, he's fighting, he's fighting, he's dead. See? So it shows you how he died. So that's at least 3 people within the last little bit. We don't really know how long it is. But here's some cool items. Hunter hat, garb, gloves, trousers. Now, why is this important? Because that right there is the trailer guy. You remember the guy in the intro that you just saw while I was doing character creation? That's the guy. That's the guy. He's just sitting there. Because this is how far he got. Please, carry on in my stead. It's a fine note. Okay, so, this is something that Dark Souls does in every one of their games. Especially Dark Souls 1, I know, has all of the class types and trailer guy in, in various places where those classes met their end. I know in the playthrough, as far as we've gotten, I don't know why I'm going up. I should be going down. As far as we've gotten, we found one of them. We found the sorcerer because he's relatively early because sorcerers suck. All right, let's read some let's read some descriptions of. Whoop. All right, let's read some descriptions of some stuff here. All right, the Black Hood worn upon awakening to the nightmare of blood and beasts. Perhaps its wearer has to stay out of sight and travel by cover of darkness. Without memory, who will ever know? And the one I'm going to change for is one of the standard articles of hunter attire fashioned at the workshop. A fine piece of hunter attire that provides stable defense to anyone facing Yharnam's beastly threat, recognizable by its withered feathers. This cap is fashioned after one of the old hunters. One of the old hunters. I wonder which one. Clothing worn upon awakening to the nightmare of blood and beasts. Not typical clothing for Yharnam. Perhaps it is of foreign origin. It is said, after all, the traveler came to Yharnam from afar. Without memory, who will ever know? And this one is one of the standard. Accompanied with a short cape to wipe away blood. A fine piece of hunter attire that provides stable defense to anyone facing them. Allows one to stalk beasts unannounced by cover of night. Bandage worn upon awakening to the nightmare of blood and beast, terribly worn and unsanitary. A faint memory recalls blood ministration involving the transfusion of unknown blood. Not long after, the nightmare began. One of the standard articles of fashion in the workshop. A fine piece of hunter attire that provides stable defense to anyone. Well, that's the same. Well, I gotta change that. And foreign trousers is trousers worn upon awakening. Not typical clothing. Without memory, who will ever know? It's the same. Okay. One of the standard articles, and it's all the same. So, the interesting thing is, armor used to mean something, like defense-wise and things like that. In Bloodborne, it doesn't really mean anything. You know, you can wear just about anything you want and get through most of the game. Not a big deal. That is not true for Dark Souls 1 and definitely Dark Souls 2. But Dark Souls 3 kind of takes a note out of Bloodborne's notebook and does that. Hey, look at that. Kind of made it down. But yeah, now I'm just trailer man. These guys are gross. Nah! You can easily get mobbed by these, so be careful. Uber careful while you're down here. Because these guys, it's not always clear who's dead and who's alive, especially when there's like 8 of them. Now, if they ragdoll like that, like this guy, oh no, he's just dead. We know. There's a blood vial, there's quicksilver bullets, and a blood vial. Yucky ducky. And we're just gonna head this way for now. Hello, friends. Yeah, oh, you're so scary. You know, if I remember correctly, these guys don't like fire. No. But it looks super cool when you have the torch on down here. With it going off the water and off the tall walls of the place. Nothing here. Okay. Don't give up. Okay. Well, thanks, random dude. So many messages. Wow. This game has gotten new life. It recently was on PS Plus, so if you had the PS Plus subscription, you got this game for free to keep forever. And it's really, really good. But I had this from the day that I bought my PS4. Because I bought my PS4 a little over a year and a half now, I guess. Something like that. And I bought this the same night, as well as Assassin's Creed Syndicate, which is an okay game, but I didn't like that they had Karl Marx in a positive light because he's responsible for literally hundreds of millions of deaths when you factor in all the people that were killed under communist Chinese rule and all the people that were killed during the Soviet Union, either direct by like kill orders and things like that, or by starvation, especially in Ukraine. So, you know, having him in a positive light as one of the people that you're like helping and stuff, it's like, you know what? I could just take this gun in my hand and shoot you and actually help the world out quite a bit because you suck. But, you know, it's the game. It's whatever. The game's fun. It doesn't change the game being fun.